Let's talk about 7 tips on how to raise successful kids according to science. We all want our children to succeed. The success of a person depends on many factors. Yet, research suggests that successful people's early childhoods share several common characteristics. So the question is, how to raise successful kids? Following decades of scientific research, here is a list of 7 things every parent can do to create favorable conditions for their children to succeed. This list is not exhaustive, but it's a very good starting point for parents who wish to raise successful children and to become the best parents they can be. Number 1. Be a warm, responsive, and accepting parent. In 1938, Harvard University conducted a special study to find the secret to raising successful people. Researchers arrived at one clear conclusion: relationship. Having a childhood in which one feels accepted and nurtured is one of the best predictors of adult success, well-being, and life satisfaction. Bowlby and Ainsworth formulated the attachment theory in the 1950s, stating that a child who receives warm and nurturing care from a caregiver can develop a secure attachment. A child with a secure attachment is much more likely to have positive development and outcomes. In addition, human brains are highly experience dependent. The brain's architecture is shaped by life experiences and interaction. An experience with a warm and responsive parents sets the foundation for future mental health. Memories of a happy childhood are a lifelong source of strength. Therefore, the best way to raise successful kids is to become a warm, responsive, and accepting parent. Next, master and teach emotional regulation. Being able to regulate one's emotions is a crucial stage in every human's life. It is the base of having happy and satisfied life in future. It is crucial for us to teach our children how to control their emotions. However, teaching does not simply mean distracting them by giving them a game or something. Children learn to self-regulate from watching their parents and seeing how they regulate themselves. If we are upset and yell at our kids every time they misbehave, we cannot expect our kids to be able to stay calm when they get upset, isn't it? Many of us were brought up being yelled at when we misbehave. Therefore, emotional regulation is probably not something you have mastered. So, to help your child succeed, first and foremost, master self-regulation yourself and become a good role model. Then your child will learn how to do this. Next, let them practice decision making. As parents, we want to protect our children, but controlling or helicopter parenting can hinder rather than enhance a child's development. Making sound decisions requires practice, which can only come from experiences. Give children choices over simple things like what they want to wear, what color they wish to choose for painting, and so on. Instead of forcing them to follow your advice, just guide them. However, if they still want to do it their way, let them suffer the natural consequences. Example, in spite of you telling them to avoid running when the floor is getting mopped, they still choose to run. Let them slip, fall, get up and learn. Experience is the best teacher and it helps in making good decisions. Next, a child's ability to self-motivate comes only through challenging them just enough. Children are motivated to strive towards their goals they can achieve. A task becomes very uninteresting to the child when it is too easy, but at the same time, if it is too difficult, they will still quit it. Offer kids challenges within their current capabilities and provide honest feedback so they can keep on improving their performance. For example, if they are finding schoolwork difficult, guide them with more books or a tutor instead of ready-made answers. Next, stop using reward and punishment. Motivate them through values. Not all motivations are created equal. Rewards and punishments only create extrinsic motivation, which is not a good long-term solution. We may be able to force kids to do schoolwork when they are young by using rewards and punishment. But if they don't like learning, they will quit eventually. To help kids develop intrinsic motivation, share your values in why learning is important. Going to school and learning should not be just about getting good marks. It's about acquiring knowledge and growing as a person. Only if kids enjoy learning will they be intrinsically motivated to succeed and enjoy. Thus, strive to motivate your child to learn and to enjoy learning. Next, kind, firm, and respectful discipline. Being kind and firm does not mean being permissive. Tough parents are often afraid that kindness will allow their kids to rule the house. But being kind does not mean being very lenient. These are two separate things. Being permissive means you are warm and kind, but you cannot set rules or maintain boundaries. But being kind and firm means you can kindly let your child know that the boundaries are there and then firmly enforce them. Positive parenting is a popular form of authoritative parenting you can adopt. It is a parenting style that encourages using positive instructions and mutual respect. Next, listen to science and avoid parenting myths. Myths like make them do the course, let them cry, tough love are popular parenting advice you will find on the internet. Science shows that these parenting myths fail in raising healthy children. In some ways, parenting is an art. Everyone can do it differently because every child is different. But there are also universal truths no matter how different your child is. The bottom line is parenting matters. We can decide how to raise a successful and a happy child, and I hope these tips will definitely help you. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to avoid missing future updates. A very happy parenting.